Ashley. So hello everybody, my name is Paige. I hope that you guys all enjoyed the keynote presentation, and thank you again, Sarah, for presenting for us. It was amazing. And for this next session, we're just going to do some rapid presentations from different student organizations across all of the Texas campuses. Every student organization is doing amazing work on their campus and forwarding these goals of campus sustainability that we're all here to talk about today. So every group is going to do a quick 5-minute presentation on the work that they're doing on campus. And then at the end, we're going to have maybe 10 or 15 minutes for you guys to ask any questions that you might have come up with during the time to the participants. And that can be for any group that's gone. Just feel free, if you do have questions, go ahead and send them to me or send them in the chat, and then I'll facilitate that discussion at the end. And so, yeah, just send it to me in the chat, ask them at the end. And I guess we can just go ahead and jump right into it so we have time for everybody to speak. So the first person that's going to be presenting is Nikki Hammond from UT Austin Microfarms. So if you have your presentation, go ahead and pull it up and you're free to go.
Thank you, Paige. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, wait, that's the wrong button. There we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Nikki Hammond. I'm one of the co-leads of the UT Microfarm, which is a project of the Campus Environmental Center. We were founded in 2012, and we've since changed locations. We've been through a lot. It's our 10-year anniversary. We just had a birthday party for it, so that's very fun. So basically what we do is we are the first student-run organic farm at UT. Everything that we grow is donated to the UT Outpost, which is the campus food bank here. It's more of a food pantry, actually. And yeah, they provide really, really great resources to students, and we're really happy that we get to contribute to that. We have 6 rows. They're 80 feet long each. You can kind of see them in this picture. This is while we were still kind of recovering them from the overgrowth that happened during the pandemic and all of that, but they look different from that now, but that's the idea, right? We also have 35 community plots, which you can kind of see to the picture on my right. And we also have like 10 fruit trees that we were given by a local nonprofit here in Austin. And yeah, that's, and up in the corner, that's me and my co-lead, Lauren. We like to wear little matching hats to our work days. So speaking of work days, we basically, our purpose, our mission here on campus is to grow food and also grow like as people. Cute little metaphor. We also are really, really focused on education. We provide community service opportunities as well as giving service back to the community by our work with the UT Outpost. And we also love to have bond and have fun as just a group of, people. So our volunteering, we have open student volunteer work days every Sunday from 10:30 to 12:30. Here's a couple pictures from that this semester. Here's just one of the groups that we had one week. And then over on the left is us rehabilitating some of our rows that got overgrown from the pandemic. And you can see the kind of, I like that picture because it shows kind of like the chaos, but like the fun chaos of our volunteer days. Last semester, we hosted about 600 student volunteers. So we have a lot of fun at the work days, and it's just open for any student, and or also student organizations can email us to sign up to bring like 10, 20 people of their organization to come volunteer. So we have the individual option where you can just show up, and we also have the group option that provides opportunities for orgs to get involved. I want to touch a little bit on UT Outpost. This is our campus food pantry. UT Austin has a lot of students that suffer from food insecurity, and the Outpost does a really great job providing resources and connecting with students in a way that's very accessible. They also have a career closet, which is really cool. So over the past, since about 2019, which is when we moved to our new site, that's a whole thing. We don't have time for that. We only have 5 minutes. Since we moved to our new site, in 2019, we've donated almost 500 pounds of organic produce to the Outpost, free for students. I think I really sped through that, but that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for allowing me the space to speak, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the other presentation.
Thank you. You definitely did go pretty quickly, so plenty of time for questions. If anybody has questions for Nikki, please send them to me in the chat, or you can send them so she can see them as well. And we'll get back to that at the end. So just keep that in mind if you have any questions. And our next person, our next organization is going to be the Aggie Eco Reps by MK Futrell. So if you are ready to go ahead and share your screen and you're good. The floor is yours.
Hi, so our camera is going to be on. I'm with Emma, our secretary, and we are going to be, so she'll be camera and I'll be the share screen if that works. Awesome. So I'll mute on here. Emma, can you mute? I'm muting. Perfect. Cool. Can y'all see anything yet?
No, you didn't press.
Wait, oh, I didn't press the share button. Sorry, you'd think I'd be used to this by now. Share and then present. Alrighty. There we go. Is it working? Yes, okay. Howdy, everybody. My name is MK Futrell, and I am the president of the Aggie Eco Reps.
And I'm Emma Lee, and I'm the secretary.
Today, we're going to give y'all an overview of who we are and what we do as A&M Residence Life Student Sustainability Organization. So in 2010, back before A&M had implemented large-scale recycling, Dr. Carol Benzer had authored an Aggie Green Fund grant for a group of student employees known as the Aggie E-Corps at the time, who would take out recyclable waste from residence halls, and the grant was approved in 2011. And that's when the newly formed E-Corps began its recruitment process.
We received training from the Utilities and Energy Services and the Office of Sustainability. And in 2013, we were recognized as an official Texas A&M student organization, complete with elected positions and increased student leadership opportunities. We are now known as the Aggie Eco Reps with the mission of providing students with the education and opportunity to promote and continue on-campus sustainability.
And recently we became the first student org to receive at A&M to receive champion level certification by the Aggie Sustainability Alliance.
While we have come a long way from our origins as Aggie recyclers, we still love working with residence halls and the Aggie Green Fund. We continue collaborating with residence halls by providing RAs with programming and bulletin boards on sustainable topics that interest students. Our most popular topics relate to things students can impact on a personal level, like fast fashion, recycling, and energy conservation.
And since 2020, we have applied for and received over $70,000 in Aggie Green Fund grants for residence hall improvements, most like sustainable improvements, including energy efficient UV film for one hall, and then additional recycling bins in several of our other residence halls. Oops.
As our organization has grown over the years, we have expanded beyond residence hall education to hosting campus-wide events that promote sustainability for all A&M students.
So here are a few of the ones that we're about to go over. We have Swap Shop, Waste Audit, and Campus Cleanups. These are just our three most recent events that we're really excited about.
So this is our Swap Shop event we hosted last month, where A&M students could exchange gently used clothes, school supplies, and other knickknacks for something new. Kind of like the saying, one person's trash is another person's treasure. We're attempting to reduce the amount of waste in our waste system while also providing students with a cheap and sustainable way to take something that would have otherwise been left unused or thrown away. This event was really successful and a lot of fun, and we're excited to be having our second Swap Shop this coming Friday.
And then our other recent event was our waste audit. Our first one was on Friday, and it was an event that it aligns with our campus sustainability master plan, so the A&M campus sustainability, not the EcoReps like personal one. Goal 06-4, which is to increase diversion rates for non-construction waste. So here we partnered with A&M's Utilities and Energy Services to analyze the waste stream from several residence halls on campus. We determined essentially what percentage of these items in the trash bags could have been recycled or composted. And then there was a report put together that was sent to the Utilities and Energy Services as a reference for waste diversion practices going forward. It also served as a pretty cool educational opportunity because, as you can see, we're wearing those like white moon suit type things. And that was a really helpful way for people to just like notice that we were doing something on campus and come up and talk to us and be like, hey, what are y'all doing? And we talked about, how waste streams work, how like important waste diversion is. So yeah, it was really fun.
And then finally, we host bi-weekly campus cleanups where we walk around campus picking up litter.
We pick up about an average of 20 to 30 pounds of trash each session, and we start the day with some good bull. So for non-Aggies, that means something that embraces the Aggie spirit.
These events are a really fun, relaxing way to spend Saturday mornings. Members have a lot of fun identifying plants on campus and talking about weird trash items that we found, all while making our school a little bit cleaner.
I really love campus cleanup. We started out doing campus cleanup as plogging, which is picking up litter and jogging, which is like a Swedish thing, but
the jogging
really the jogging didn't really happen, and it was kind of like turning people away from it. So we tried to make it a little bit more accessible to people who weren't interested or able to jog, and we turned it into just general campus cleanups. So, and they've been like really, really successful since then, and other orgs can participate in those. It's not just eco reps. So everybody can come, and it's super, you can see us doing it, but it's a really fun activity. I highly recommend doing those at y'all school if you do not already. This is everything we have right now for y'all. We have our socials down here if you want to follow them and or stay in touch. And yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for listening.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. If anybody in the call has any questions that they'd like to ask the Aggie Eco Reps, again, feel free to send them or send me your questions. Next up, we're going to have a presentation by the UT El Paso Green Fund by Tenzin Wangmo. Sorry. So if you would like to share your screen and get all set up, the floor is yours.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Tenzin Wangmo, and I'm the Green Fund ambassador here at UTEP for Green Fund, and then I'm here to talk a little bit about Green Fund and what we do. So Green Fund, we're an organization, and we consist of about 8 voting members and 4 non-voting members. Then what we do is we assist $3 per semester from students, raising up to $200,000 per year. And then we use that money for campus sustainability projects that will help UTEP sustainability initiatives and the environment by following ways, like investing in renewable energy. We also provide educational opportunities such as student internships and increasing energy efficiency, conserving water, and other resources. So our mission is to improve UTEP's future through meaningful sustainability projects and initiatives. And then our vision is to help create a more sustainable campus by funding projects and initiatives that bring awareness to and improve the environment. And okay, so our students or anyone part of UTEP can be a part of making sustainable change on our campus, and then they can do it by submitting a green proposal they have in mind. They could find the green proposal from our official website, and then they can submit it through the following ways. And the reviewing and the funding is done by our Green Fund committee, mostly the voting members, where they oversee the funds and review the proposals. And then the proposals with the majority vote are actually recommended to the university president. And then these are some of the projects we have funded so far, like the solar panels we did in 2013, the fixed back stations, the solar charging stations, green roof expansion, and the other ones we did are like the water refilling stations around the campus, and also we fund events like that has to do with environment sustainability. So if you want to know, what makes us unique is, first of all, we collaborate with the other organizations at UTEP to come up with events and proposals. We also give opportunities to students, like I mentioned above, we give students opportunities to get internships, and also they can come up with various ideas, and that will probably help them in the future. And then at the same time, that also helps the campus. And then we also set examples. We bring various changes to our environment, and then therefore we actually set examples for other schools and organizations. It's not written here, but personally, I believe that having an ambassador to represent your organization is also what makes us unique. What I do is I usually collaborate with other university green funds too. I make sure to contact them, and I want to know more about what they do too, so that I can implement that to our university. And then I also go to classes and start events so that people are more aware about Green Fund. And then if you want to know more about us, you could always follow us on our Instagram, or you could email us on our Green Fund at UTEP.edu. And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. So next up, we have the Environmental Justice Collective presentation by Srikari Punyamurtula. So if you would like to share your screen, or actually, Tenzin, I think that you're still sharing your screen. If you wouldn't mind, stop share. And then right after that's done, we can go ahead and move on to the Environmental Justice Collective. Tenzin, you're still sharing your screen. I might be able to, I got it. Perfect. All right, no problem. So yeah, the Environmental Justice Collective, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Akil, and I'm with the Environmental Justice Collective here at UT. And this is also Julianne.
Hey, y'all. My name is Julianne. I'm a content creator with the Environmental Justice Collective, and me and Akil just work together to create educational content to promote our mission and vision for the EJC. So as you can see here, here's the EPA definition of environmental justice, which just talks about the fair treatment and involvement of all people in the environment. However, in more simpler terms, environmental justice is basically just protecting the people and the planet, seeing how there's a disparity in how environmental burdens and benefits are allocated within society.
And so the EJC was formed in 2018 by BIPOC students in environmental programs to address sort of the lack of discussion around issues of race, class, gender, and others within environmentalism, and really formed a space where students with marginalized identities could have a safe space to discuss environmentalism. And so we joined the Campus Environmental Center as its newest project team in 2019. And since then, we've hosted a wide variety of events.
So the EJC is ruled by 3 pillars, which include truth, advocacy, and community. So with truth, we found that truth is found when we engage in different perspectives, and we found that it really leaves room for the nuances in everyone's different experiences. And as for advocacy, we aim to empower students with the knowledge and tools so that they can be advocates for their communities, and so that they're also empowered to speak about their own experiences. And for community, we aim to provide students with a place where they feel welcome so they can talk about sustainability with authenticity and with a sense of solidarity. And we just want to meet people wherever or however they are in their community.
Yeah, and so the EJC has several spheres of influence, and starting off is within the EJC itself. And so the EJC offers opportunities for students to take up leadership positions by planning, organizing, and promoting events, both within the EJC and across campus. And so this really allows students to try and find their place in environmental justice.
So within the scope of the CEC, we really try to encourage a social justice lens. So the CEC's annual mission statement this year is basically going along the lines of intersectionality and student empowerment. And we believe that EJC really fulfills these, as seen by how various leaders in the CEC have commented on how we do fulfill that.
And so beyond or across the 40 acres, across UT's campus and beyond, the EJC has sort of focused in on providing a recommended course list that have courses that have a pretty substantial discussion of environmental justice topics. And we've been working hard to pass a joint resolution through student government, Joint Resolution 2013, that aims to increase the offering of social justice and environmental justice curriculum at UT. And we've also run campus-wide initiatives such as the Period Cup campaign, which was an opportunity to discuss period poverty and sort of break the stigma around menstruation. And also we've organized volunteer events within the greater Austin community, such as volunteering at local gardens.
So for the plans for the future, we aim to really still fulfill our pillars of truth, advocacy, and community. And as Akil said, we do volunteering with neighborhood gardens and neighborhood, what do you call it? Yeah, with sorry, yeah, but that just like really fulfills our pillar of community with collaborations with various organizations on campus and in the Austin area. And as for truth, as Akil said, we're still going to continue working on implementing legislation just to improve students and how they learn about social justice in the curriculum.
Yep. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us today, and let us know if you have any questions.
All right, thank you guys. Next up, we have the Eco Bricks from UT Dallas, and that is by Karen Cortez Guzman. So it is all yours. If you would like to take it away, feel free to share your screen.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna start sharing my screen. You should be seeing my presentation now. Hello, everyone.
We're not able to see it right now.
Oh, okay. Let me try again. How about that now?
That looks
awesome.
That looks right. You are.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Yep, it's up. It's
awesome. Up. Yeah. Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to share with you our EcoBricks project. My name is Karen Cortez Guzman. I am the Sustainability Officer in the Chemistry Graduate Student Association at UT Dallas. And this project, we're working in collaboration with ECHO and the Office of Sustainability at UTD. So I know for this audience, I don't have to go into detail about what are the issues with plastics, but I would like to briefly touch on them. We have that most plastics come from non-renewable resources like fossil fuels, which have a very high carbon footprint. And then additionally, we have environmental pollution, which comes in different shapes like ocean pollution through dumping directly plastics into the ocean. We also have pollution of drinking water. By washing our clothes, we release synthetic fibers in the form of microplastics into the water. And then we also have air pollution, which comes from the production of plastics. It is estimated that 40% of plastics end up in landfills. And when these get combined with different wastes, they produce greenhouse gases. And we also have that around 14% of plastics end up being incinerated after disposal, which also contributes to greenhouse gases. So in order to address these, we are proposing an EcoBricks project, which is gonna be the first time we do this at UTD. But basically an EcoBrick is just a bottle that is filled with different plastics. This is not our idea. This has been around for a while, but we want to implement it at UTD. And I want to cite a quote by the ecobricks.org, which is one of the biggest organizations that is promoting EcoBricks. And this says that when we save, segregate, and pack plastics into bottles, we can make building blocks that can be reused over and over again. Together, we can build green spaces that enrich our community and safely secure plastic out of the biosphere. So there's different reasons why EcoBricks are so important. The first one is that plastics, we know they are very robust material that is very durable, and it's very amazing to be wasted, right? So with these plastics, we can create these durable building blocks, and this will help secure plastics from contaminating the biosphere. Additionally, by building these materials, we inspire ecological consciousness, because for you to see the amount of waste that you're generating might inspire you to reduce the amount of waste you generate. We also save plastic from industrial recycling, which is a very energy intensive process. We save plastic from incineration, and we help sequester CO2. And this is very important to empower households, communities, and companies, because with this we can build different things for use of the community. This is a low energy and local solution to plastic, and this can be used for either short or long-term use. So the way you build an EcoBrick is first you choose a bottle, save, segregate, clean, and dry plastics, and no glass, no metal, and no biodegradables. And then you pack your bottle very tightly with the use of a stick or something like that, making sure that you weigh your EcoBrick at the end to ensure quality. It has to have a certain density for it to withstand different mechanical strengths. And finally, you cap, log, and build different materials. Here I'm showing some applications for short-term applications. like different benches and tables, desks. These are all indoor applications. For this, we do not need to cover the materials. However, for long-term applications or outside applications, we do need to cover the materials with something like cement or something that will protect the eco bricks from sunlight, because this will start degrading the materials over time and compromise their mechanical performance. So this is a poster that we are sharing. We are using to share this project. We are gonna have an eco bricks building rally on April 22nd at the end of Earth Week at UTV from 9 to 1 p.m. in the Chess Plaza. And we are gonna create different teams where we're gonna provide the bottles and the plastic film to put inside of the bottles. And this is a great opportunity to meet different students that are interested in sustainability topics. And also with the materials that we get, the eco bricks that we create, we are gonna build tables and benches, and depending on how much we get, we can even build a little shed for the eco hub that we have at UTV. So yeah, please feel free to scan this QR code to register. And finally, thank you all for your attention. I look forward to your questions in the Q&A section.
All right, thank you so much, Karen. That was a really it sounds like a really interesting project. I'm excited for the Q&A. So next up, we have Comets for Better Transit by Danielle Yahalom, again, from the University of Texas at Dallas.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. Share my screen. And can you all see my presentation?
Yes,
so awesome. So hi, I'm Daniel. I'm the president and one of the founders of the Comets for Better Transit. We are a relatively new organization, the University of Texas at Dallas, and our main goal is we act as an activist movement for better, basically non-car transit in our campus and our university. So just a bit of background about us. We were founded relatively recently, over last winter break, and just by a group of friends, we had a convo about how annoying it was to try to walk or bike in our area again. Like, our campus is very close to a Tom Thumb, which is where most of the students on campus do their groceries. But even though it should be like a 5-minute walk, it's impossible to walk there because there's so many roads and no sidewalks and stuff like that. So we had a conversation about it, and then someone floated the idea, let's actually do something about it. And that's how we started. And we got a lot of momentum over time. For a while, I think we were the largest active political organization in our university. On paper, at least we have over 100 members. And at least part of that success, I think, comes from our guiding principles, which are beyond just being like dedicated as much as we can to local action and getting things done in our area. We're also dedicated to being nonpartisan, realizing that yes, our movement and what we're trying to do is inherently political, but we can get allies and we can get people who at least sympathize with our cause from like the right, the left, the center, the Democrats, Republicans. But I think one of the principles that got us the most, and the one I'm personally most proud of, is our internal democracy. We try to make everything within our organization as democratic as possible. Even our logo, we had a vote on how to get our logo because no one in our club knew how to draw stuff. So we decided on having a design competition. And then after that, we had a vote on which logo would win. But that stretches to everything that we advocate for as well. So the main thing we're advocating for right now is we have over the semester drafted between our members a program for sidewalks to install around campus. And so we started talking about it with members of our administration and with other students. We're currently circulating a petition for it that has gotten quite a few signatures. We're having an email campaign. I've talked to various members of administration about it. I've presented about it in the university committee that literally just today, right before this this event started, I received an email saying that this presentation actually moving up the chains of the administration, potentially the people might actually be able to act on it. And we're also working with student government to get them to endorse it. But beyond that, we're working on a couple public information campaign. One of them is with our local police department because they've been having an issue with bike thefts, and they've communicated to us that they see the biggest driving bike thefts as just a few key pieces of information on bike safety that most students in the university just don't know. And we're also working to try to spread awareness of the various services of public transit in our area, because we found if you're from Dallas, chances are you have very little experience with public transit and you know very little about what services you get offered as a student in our area. So we're working on that. And so we are very new, and most of our officers just don't have that much experience working in clubs in the first place. But I do feel safe to say we've reached some success. And I think the main reasons we've reached that success are, first of all, that internal democracy I talked about earlier, but also trying to reach out to as many allies and people that we can. But especially what we've discovered is that this issue is surprisingly poignant. Like, we've had a lot of people join who I thought would never try to get involved in anything around campus, but who happen to really care about this issue. And I remember about a month ago, I was in a meeting with someone from the Children's Defense Fund of Texas, which is like a statewide activist organization. And one of the things they've told me is that from their polling, sustainable transit and just improvements to public transportation in general are almost in everyone's one of like top 3 issues, but they get so little attention that nobody really capitalizes on that. And then another thing that worked for us specifically is, and I don't know how well this will apply to other universities because this really taps into the specific culture we have in UTD, but there's this platform called Discord that's used for communication and managing clubs and stuff like that. And we found from our experience that the Discord is very well suited for maintaining a student organization and especially advertising it, because there's a very low barrier and you can reach a lot of people through it and very easily get them to go from not knowing about the organization involved to getting very involved. So that's about it.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate all of the tips of what's been working for you. I feel like people can learn here from that. And finally, we have our last speakers of this session. We have the Urban Howdy Farm by Delany Harris at Texas A&M University. So Delany, feel free to go ahead and unmute and share your screen.
All right, thank you. So the Sustainable Agriculture Student Association at Texas A&M is known more commonly as the Urban Howdy Farm. We're a student organization. We have no requirements for our members. We like to get people from any background, any major, any kind of experience. Most of our members don't really come from an agricultural background or have much experience gardening or beginners. And it really just allows a space for people to kind of learn about how to grow food and where foods that they eat all the time come from, and better work in their community. So we recently, this past year, had to move to a new location. We lost our spot on West Campus. So we've been building back up, which has now allowed us to partner with Tufu and their greenhouse. So we're at our new location. This is just a picture of the first bed that we built. We really just had to start over, which at first kind of broke all of our hearts. But it's really been a great experience to kind of allow our current members to shape the farm into exactly what they want it to be, and how they want our organization to represent going forward. One of the largest things to us is food security. So we do donate a portion of our produce every week to the 12th Can Food Pantry on campus. We also value serving our food locally, and we've been selling to Nom Cafe and the Hotel and Conference Center on campus. So our food travels just down the street and can be eaten by people that live in Bryan and College Station. So here are just some pictures of what the land next to the greenhouse looked like just this past August. It was just overgrown and there wasn't really anything there. And then we've just been using any materials that we can really get our hands on. We made our new compost bin out of pallets, and have just been working with our members to shape this area into a functional small farm. So here's what it looked like at the end of last semester in December. We were successful in growing a lot of radishes, and we had some okra from over the summer, as well as inside the greenhouse, we have a constant supply of lettuce and basil that we sell and donate. These are some pictures of projects that we currently have going on. We've been practicing some permaculture techniques for growing in shallow spaces. The area that we're in used to be a hoop house, so there is some pavement under some of the grass and dirt that's there now. So we've been utilizing the shallow growing space, as well as raised beds. These beds in the top right corner, we actually built with our members from the wood that our old deck at our old location was made of, that got torn up, so that we could use that, repurpose that material into a way to demonstrate smaller space growing and square foot gardening techniques. So these are some pictures of the greenhouse. We have 30 aeroponic towers, mostly used, as I was saying earlier, for lettuce and basil. Inside the greenhouse, we have a lot of nutrient-dense foods, whereas outside the greenhouse, we have a lot of calorie-dense foods. So having these two modes next to each other really is just a great demonstration to students in the community, the differences between like capital-intensive agriculture inside the greenhouse with a lot of inputs, as well as like more traditional in-ground growing outside of the greenhouse, and how the two can work side by side to provide food for the community. As I've been saying, we really value working with the community and connecting people to their food. We just recently hosted an open house and plant sale, which brought a lot of students who hadn't previously been out to the farm to get to know about what we're doing and what we've been building up, as well as community members to come out and support us and see where some of their food at these local restaurants has been coming from. We also like host volunteering. So our members come out and volunteer with us every weekend. And we've been working with a lot of other student organizations and professors as well, who have like a service learning aspect of their classes. They can come out and volunteer with us in a large group at the farm. We've also been working with engineers for a sustainable community. They're working on writing a grant for the Aggie Green Fund right now to put a new gutter system on top of the greenhouse and help us set up a drip irrigation system so that we can better water what we have going on at the farm right now. We really like to work with other student organizations and are trying to build the farm up to be just like a central hub for students and professors to use for sustainable education going forward. And that's all I've got. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And that is our last presentation. And thank you to all of the presenters. We now have about 10 minutes for a Q&A before we take a short break. So I got a couple of questions in the chat that I'm going to address first, but please feel free to raise your hand, or even better, just type it into the chat when you have a question and we will get down the list. So the first one is just for any of the groups. So feel free to just make this chaotic and start talking. How have you been successful in promoting your programs and causes? What has been the most successful way to do that? So social media, word of mouth, etc.
I would say
For us, go ahead.
Oh, I'm so okay, fun. For us, it's been our Instagram. Our Instagram has like exploded in the past couple years. I think at UT, a lot of students are on Instagram. I don't know if that's the culture at every campus, but for us, it's been a catalyst to that. And we've also recently started TikTok. So I hope that blows up. And I'm using this to plug our socials in the chat.
Go for it. Any of the student orgs, if you would like to plug your socials, feel free. And then I think MK, you had something?
That was sweet. Okay, for us, I would definitely say social media as well. And then also we really, mass emails really worked for our swap shop, especially. A&M has a mass emailing system that goes out to like different student organizations. And the downside is that people can unsubscribe, but people can also unsubscribe from like social media stuff. But it's a good way to get out if you're trying to reach like the campus community. Also, GroupMe has been really good because we have eco reps within each hall, within each residence hall. So they can get, we can send, our webmaster committee can make a flyer and then it can be sent to the individual eco reps and then they can send it out to the group me within each residence hall. So like using word of mouth and social media like together is really helpful. And people can also be like, oh, did you see this? Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, highly recommend, like, I guess, utilizing that chain of information that people can create is really like the grapevine, but you know, for good instead of evil.
Very nice. Any of the other orgs have anything to say for how they get the word out?
I think I would say like just like Microfarm, social media has been pretty good for us, and we've been having some growth with that. And then combining social media and word of mouth, I think, in case some people may not follow our accounts. So I think that's been really useful for us.
We also utilize like professors in different departments as well, because we do offer like service learning opportunities. There are a lot of classes that have an aspect to their class. So we reach out to different departments and are like, hey, you know, this is kind of our mission in our organization. If this relates to your class or the things that you want your students to be involved in, that's really like a good plug for us as well. When a professor will tell their class about it or say that they can get some kind of credit from coming out to see us.
Hello, if I could add something, I'm Karen from the CGSA at UT Dallas. Usually this is one of the first events that we are creating in terms of sustainability because our organization area of sustainability is very new. But I think events like this, where you can connect with different people that are interested in sustainability practices, is super key. And maybe you won't get immediate like response, but you will get a wider network that you can promote with.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been my experience in like the sustainability world as well. So I guess unless anybody has another response to the question, we can just move on so we can get as many as possible. This one is for particularly Tenzin. What was your favorite project during your time with the Aggie, but not the Aggie, you are from UT. My bad, I'm from A&M. What has your favorite project been during your time with the Green Fund?
So I just started working with the Green Fund like this semester. So there was this idea, like proposal recently. I think it was from one of our organizations called the American Society for Mechanical Engineers. So they decided to build their own plastic shredders. So we recently approved the project. So I'm really excited to see that because like building it themselves, like I feel like that's very cool. So I'm very excited for it.
Very nice. So there was one for the for Karen. So what do you guys like already have a use for these bottles that you're making on campus, or are they mainly being used to be shipped out, or what's kind of like, are they used locally, I guess?
Yeah, so our first idea was to ship them out to the ecobricks.org, but if you go into their webpage, they mainly are donating ecobricks, not receiving them. So we do plan to do something with those ecobricks. We have an eco hub, which is organized by the Office of Sustainability, where we are growing food to be donated to the North Texas Food Bank. And there we could build some tables and resting places. We were also thinking of building a shed with the bricks that we create. It will all depend on the outcome and the participation of people in this rally. So if we don't have enough bottles to create something big, we might start with like a little set of stools, like the ones I shared in the presentation. And then as we gather more materials, maybe we'll start thinking of more permanent applications on campus.
Exciting, very cool. All right, and then this might be the last one. It's another group question. So I any of the groups, how do you keep students involved in activities during times when they're feeling unmotivated about like these climate or environmental related projects, whether that's, I guess, due to like COVID stress that's been going on, or like during finals or during the summer or anything like that?
So for us, at least, what's been working for us is by making sure that we form a stronger connection between like our end goals and where students' lives are right now. So like when students and members think about what we're doing, they can like imagine, okay, this is something local, this is something I can see happening, this is something where I can see how my personal contributions can help for this to happen. So for instance, with our sidewalk initiative, like you can see yourself signing a petition, and you can see how a petition, once it grows, can actually influence change around campus. So as long as you just keep that path forward and make it very clear at every step that like it's very realistic that what you're doing will actually have an impact on your life, that's when you retain students' attention.
I think for us, something that is really helpful is because we're a residence life organization, we have a lot of access to tools that RAs have, other departments within, related to residence life, who all have really good resources for like, especially around finals, like stress management. We have the CAPS mental health program at A&M. So just like using resources and incorporating them into our programming for residence halls and on campus like students is really useful for students who just, maybe going through a rough time or don't necessarily have the resources to create like a great work-life balance or org-life balance, because I know that's something that, doing, but just like reminding students that they're a student first, and for stuff that can be overwhelming, like environmental wise, we try to have a wide variety of environmental topics. And we also do, the pillars of sustainability, so social, economic, and environmental. So I know that like climate change, like all of these things are intersectional, but if you, give a wide variety of things that people can work on, projects related to, like we have Earth Month going on right now. So we have a lot, we have socials like that are coffee and doing crafts. So that's like a more low key stuff. We have sustainable game nights that are like more, like bonding with each other. And then we have service projects. We participate in larger like scale things. So just having a wide variety of things that different people with different interests and different time commitments can participate in has been really helpful for us. Just like, and, understanding that eco-reps won't always be somebody's first priority, but we want to have everybody, like the more members we have, the better of a change we can make on campus. So like working with people in their individual like commitments and mental space has been a really helpful tool that we can use.
I kind of wanted to add, I think, yeah, absolutely everything that Daniel and MK said about your student first, mental health first, prioritized. But one thing that I really love about the farm and what I've seen a lot of people say to me is that it is very relaxing just to be able to go outside and spend some time in the sunshine, in the dirt, and get to talk to people. And so prioritizing those green spaces on campus provides a lot of relief for students, I think, especially in stressful times.
All right.
If I could add a little bit.
Oh yeah, of course. Go
Yeah,
for it.
so I really think that like relating this to the first keynote speaker, what she was sharing was that it can be very overwhelming when you care deeply about sustainability things and you can see everyone around you not caring, but actually doing something and joining an organization, creating an officer position to be able to develop the projects that you're interested in helps a lot, because you get surrounded by people that do care, and it decreases the overwhelm, and taking action will always help you feel better.
All right, everybody. Well, that is the end of the time that we have today, but thank you guys so much for presenting to all of our presenters. It's so interesting to see what everybody's doing across all of our different campuses. If anybody wants to get in touch with any of these presenters, then I guess feel free to send them a little text in the chat if they're still here, or otherwise, like a lot of them have shared their social medias. So once again, thank you guys all for presenting. We are going to enter just a 10-minute break now. Just feel free to stay in the call, mute yourself, turn off your camera, so we can hop right back into it at 3 o'clock. And we're going to be starting with the Sunrise Movement and doing a little workshop with them. So thank you guys all for coming, and I'll see you again in 10 minutes when Darcy will kick it off for us.